Solving the Friendemic is a podcast that contains content from friends and not licensed therapists. Content warnings can be found in the description.
Hey guys, gals, non-binary pals. Welcome to Solving the Friendemic with your hosts,
Kristen,
Holly,
and Sabrina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's talk about what the haps were when we were the children. Where did you find yourself spending the most time? And I'll go first because there's a hoe on this podcast.
we do not call anyone hoes here.
Okay. There's somebody demonstrating hoish behavior on this podcast.
I would argue you wanting to go first is rather hoish.
Hoish or ambitious?
Okay, type 7. Okay. Calm
This is
yourself
a very
down.
nurturing type 2.
I'm competitive.
I vote for you can only call other people a hoe if you call yourself a hoe too.
I guess
We're all hoes, all right? Anyway.
you go first. You go first. It's okay.
Wow, so gracious. I don't like the violet energy we've created in the studio today. The animals look uncomfortable, and I don't mean live animals. I mean the crocheted ones from the holly tree.
Oh, man. Shameless plug. Thank you. Anyway, go for it. What was your web hangout?
Back in my day, I used to hang out at this little happening website, Club Penguin. And when I say I hung out there, I mean I created an identity. I had a zip code. I had an igloo. I mean, it was happening. She was pink. She was beautiful. I had like 7 or 8 puffles, and I had a membership. Now, I did not acquire that membership by any easy sum of thought. All right. I had to go to my grandparents and I had to be like, listen, I have an investment opportunity for you today. Ooh. And that investment is my happiness. And when that membership ran out, I started going on the dark web and I started hacking so that I could have unlimited coins. Mm. I know the mine tricks. I know about going into the mines with the triple flip. I used to get the fake outfits and things like that. And am I proud of the deceit and the absolute mayhem that I caused in my life?
Freaking pulling in Anna Delvey over here.
Yeah, so basic. You think you know Club Penguin? Do you even know who I am, bitch? I'm Anna Delvey, and you will be hearing from my father and my puffle lawyers. So, Kristen, where were you hanging, girl?
Well,
this is where the hoish behavior is starting. I'm just kidding.
No, it's totally okay. So, I also hung out on Club Penguin many a time, and I always funded my own Club Penguin membership. I used my own allowance to support my endeavors. So, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You totally, your grandparents can totally endorse your enterprise. I, too, also had a pink igloo. I was also a member. I was Jasminina.
I love that.
Yeah. And so I, too, had puffles. And, you know, during the pandemic when they opened Club Penguin again, I kind of revisited for, like, the adult profiles. And that was fun. It was fun going down memory lane. But yeah, I was Club Penguin.
This is why we're good friends now. We're Pink Igloo sisters. You know, let's just meet up at the cafe. Let's get a slice of pizza, and we can talk this over about how we together could rule Club Penguin.
What was your go-to color for your penguin?
So, you know, I love the color pink and lavender, but I loved teal. I just always felt that was when she shined.
The teal and the navy were my go-tos.
See, yeah. We were destined to be besties.
That's okay. 2 hoes together.
See, you can't call someone else a hoe unless you call yourself a hoe. So I'm going to jump on in here as the extra person here. I was on Neopets, and it was fantastic. It was the first time I ever did any online gaming. Also, my dog is here today. Hello, Finn. So I loved Neopets, but I kept forgetting my passwords, or I would get really irritated that I did something wrong and I'd lose money in a game, and so I'd just restart, and so I'd make more and more and more pets. It's like the idea of The Sims, how on The Sims I don't really play The Sims, I just want to create people on The Sims.
Preach.
Yes. So same thing with Neopets, but I got really good at BS on there, which it wasn't called bullshit on there. It was some other game name, but it was basically playing bullshit, and I got really, really good at it. And so I would get a bunch of money off of playing that mini game on Neopets. So fun. very fun, very interesting.
So what you're saying is that we could have ran our own online crime syndicate of sorts, with you being the card shark, me being the lone investor, and Kristen, you would have just been poppin' girl. You would have been the face of the operation. Like, they would have been like, she couldn't do anything guilty.
I'm the one laundering.
Exactly. Like, you're doing the crime, but they're like, not Kristen.
Oh, never me. Never me.
What a trip down memory lane. But I don't think I'm quite done going down memory lane. Should we go further, ladies?
Yes.
How much further?
I think we should reveal to our friends listening some of our most cringiest, deepest, darkest memories.
Sorry, I was trying to cringe. No one could see that that's listening, but I was trying my best.
Oh, I saw it. I'll do it in solidarity.
Thank you.
It was really special. We should have taken a picture of that. It's a memory.
So when we say cringe, we mean anything that you're looking back at into the past and you're wondering, why in the world did you do this? The great thing about social media is that a lot of that has been saved. And so now we can look back and cringe again and comment about it.
So we all took a gander down our Facebooks, and which is a terrible place. And we all had our own little cringe museum. So I think we're just going to go and delve into a little bit more of that.
And if there's any like top tier that we're like, you need exhibit A, like, what is it called when there's historical facts? There's a primary source. If we feel that you need the primary source, we may share it with you. We might not, though. So keep your eyes peeled, or don't. I don't know. It's up to you, friend.
Yes. Who wants to go first?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and go first. Looking back at the things that I've done with my life on social media. Social media.
Sounds like a disease.
I was very much a wannabe scene girl. I loved my parents. I could never be an emo girl, so I just did what I could with what I had. In my little toolbox was bangs.
Bangs!
I just had bangs. That's all I could give. But you know how everyone was tilting their heads so far down that their bangs just like waterfalled over their face? Yeah. I had several profile pictures that were highly edited and saturated and then desaturated and highly focused and high chroma and then put black wash over it.
I was going to say, did you do black and white? You
Yeah.
had to do
Yeah, for sure.
You had to.
Yeah. And
Borders? Did you put borders on your pictures?
borders, script, stickers.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I was vibing with myself. I had very nice bangs back then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope I can get them back again.
You can. I believe in you.
Thank you.
You look banging now and you looked banging then.
Hey.
Oh.
Very nice. Very nice. So I was a scared girl, as I've already said before, loved Harry Potter. And that's pretty much a good half of my life. I'm 28, so you can only imagine. So I was the farthest from emo that you can possibly get. I wore Bermuda shorts because I was afraid of getting caught at school for too short shorts, which happened in 7th grade, and I cried in the office. So we went and bought a bunch of Bermuda shorts that went to my knees, and I wore those through high school. And that's very cringe in my opinion. There are many other shorts and things that I could have worn except for the like 5 or 6 pairs that I had. But then like I said, I wasn't a scene kid, but I loved Taylor Swift. All of the pictures that I have of myself are like my hair is up in a ponytail, which funny enough, I have my hair up in a bun right now, but I always had my hair up in a ponytail. And I don't know, I just was very like scared of literally everything that you can even think and begin to imagine. So I look pretty similar in a lot of my photos because I wore very similar things for a very long time. There's like 1 or 2 of me like with straightened hair, and that was like a big deal. Like, whoa, you straightened your hair? Because someone at a sleepover wanted to do it, and then that would happen.
So I just want to say, Holly is one side of the spectrum. I'm the middle, and we're just going to let Sabrina take it from here.
I just feel there's a lot of picking on me energy this week. And it's my birthday week, so I just feel like
We only pick on those that we love.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just messing around. We did say we would be roasting each other this week, so.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. When I look back on memory lane and on Facebook, because it just gives us such a visual timeline, physically, mentally, emotionally, I was pretty badass. I'm just going to say it. Like,
Hell yes.
I was scene / punk rock. I'm really lucky because my parents let me express myself and they never really gave me shit about anything. My parents just have always advocated for me to do what I want to do, and they haven't shamed me. So like if I wanted to have pink hair, I mean, up until December I had bright pink hair and I'm turning 25, and let me tell you, I would not mind getting that bright pink hair again. I've loved that I could always express myself, and I think the fact that the people that were closest to me respected that about me, it helped me not give a shit if other people cared. Not to say that I didn't struggle with body image or self-esteem. I had those feelings too. But yeah, I was very loud with my clothing choices, and I loved graphic tees, and like a lot of my interests were different. I don't want to be like, I'm not like other girls. But being homeschooled and my mom being my best friend, I have a lot of Gen X interests. And that's an interesting mix with other people. Like, I could be like, I've seen She-Ra, I've seen Buffy, I've seen That 70s Show, I've seen da-da-da-da-da. And, like, people my age would be like, what the hell's Buffy? What's Xena the Warrior Princess? Why do you care about The Labyrinth? That's like an old movie. And that was so much of what made me. So it's interesting. Or, like, Charmed. I mean, I wanted to be in Charmed. Have you guys seen Charmed?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
No, but I know what it is.
That's going to be one of our movie nights.
Okay,
I
we're gonna
love
watch
Charmed. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Crazy hair, fun clothing, and bad bitch. But I think we could all argue the three of us are bad bitches.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes. Are we ready to share the cringe?
Yes. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'm like really excited. I, as a young teen, wanted to read romance. Like other teens, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And as a Christian, what was available to me? The Christy Miller series.
Oh,
By Robin Gunn.
I've never read this, but I know what this is.
Okay.
I'm in the
Well,
same boat.
So I am moving and I have found all of these books. So if you guys ever want to read it, you are more than welcome. So the Christy Miller series is probably like the epitome of like teen Christian romance. And so Christy Miller, the protagonist, falls in love with cool Todd, who is a surfer, and they live in California. And you know, like if you love the Lord, that is great. I love the Lord too. I feel like I have to say that. But I feel like I can say that about myself. Like I can make fun of myself and make fun of this.
Kristen's really with that don't cancel me energy right now.
And I can already see you getting nervous of like, I need to give a lot of context before I read.
Okay. So here's the thing. It's this long relationship between Christy and Todd before they get married, right? And so Christy Miller writes Todd letters to present to him. But they're not to Todd per se, but they're to her.
Are they to God?
No, they're to her.
Sabrina looks so scared.
It's not a "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret" kind of thing. It's more like, "Dear future husband," and as someone who was like really into Christy Miller, and at the time I just thought this was great. So for a couple of years, I wrote letters to my future husband.
Yes.
And today I have brought the very, very first letter I ever wrote to my future husband.
How old were you?
I was 13.
This is gonna be so cute.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Please don't come at my writing.
No.
Okay.
Why would we come at your writing?
Okay. And it was short. I didn't want to overwhelm him. Okay.
Okay.
So it was June 12th, 2008. Dear future husband, This may be the first letter I give to you as your wife, so I thought I should introduce myself. My name is Kristen. Like he doesn't know who his partner is.
Did you think you were having an arranged marriage at the time?
No.
Wait, I have another follow-up question. Did you give your actual husband this?
No.
How would Michael have reacted? Actually, read it first.
Okay, first let me read this and then let me make an addendum.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And as I'm writing this letter, I'm 13 years old. I live in Russia currently, but I'm moving this year to El Salvador. The reason I started to write you is because I'm reading Christy Miller. I had to name drop.
You had to. He's got to know.
My friend, Christy Miller.
And she writes letters to her future husband, and I thought I would like to do that for you. I don't know what your name is or what you're like, but I hope you're kind, funny, and a smart man who loves God. I will be praying for you every day, and I can't wait to meet you one day. I hope that maybe you'll be praying for me too. Your future wife, Kristen.
Kristen.
My God, that was so cute.
That's so sweet. Damn it.
But yeah, so I have a box of letters that I'm probably just going to burn.
No, leave them to Michael.
I'll give them to him. But, you know, as
scrapbook.
So here's the reason why I didn't give them to him as an adult. One, we have already gone way past the intimacy of these letters, right?
You mean you already told him your name?
Thank you, Holly. Yes, he knew my name. He knew my past. He didn't need to know that I lived in El Salvador or Russia. But I don't know. I just felt like he already knows that I've been praying for him. And, you know, he kind of became a fruition. Like, he just is what I had prayed for. And so, you know, I felt like I didn't need to give it to him.
Yeah.
But, Michael, if you ever listen to this podcast, I love you so much. And please don't cancel me. Meaning divorce. So... Christy Miller would never divorce Todd.
Wait, so yeah, I have a question for you. Wait, I have a question. So, what makes you feel cringe when you read it? That's my question, because it's so sweet.
I think it's more the Christy Miller. I feel like I name dropped, and I'm also upset that I introduced myself in the letter. Like, hi, I'm Kristen. You're married to me. You know?
I have a call out. Your handwriting's a little too good for a 13-year-old, and I'm highly jealous. 25-year-old Sabrina is jealous of 13-year-old Kristen's handwriting.
You haven't seen my handwriting now. Like, this
is worse?
No, this is... My handwriting's gotten better.
Okay, I was gonna say, it hasn't gotten worse, so...
Oh my God, Holly, what the fuck?
No, that's not what I... Wait. No, I thought
that
you were about
roast
to
was
tell
too
us...
far.
I thought you were about to... Sorry if I went too far. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally okay.
Now I'm worried. No.
It's a joke.
No, so you said something about yours was really bad, so I thought Kristen was gonna tag on and be like, yeah, mine is terrible. And I was like, did it get worse? Why after 13 would it get worse? I was so concerned.
Holly's a concerned teacher. She's like, who failed you in the education system?
Yeah,
no,
what
someone
happened?
broke my hands.
My God. Now we're really going to get canceled.
Which someone in Russia did break my hand.
There's 6 or 7.
What?
Wait, there's 6 or 7 letters later, and it's really hard to read, and you're like, I'm sorry, I broke my hand.
Did somebody actually fucking break your hand?
I don't think they meant to deliberately, but my father. My father and I were going. So this whole ice skating trip was terrible to begin with. My dad used my ice skates to decapitate a rat on our way.
What? This just takes turns, Kristen.
So the embassy had a rat problem, and so my dad saw this rat, and he's like, "Kristen, give me your skate."
Whoa.
And I was like, okay, Daddy.
Oh, no.
So I gave it to him. I didn't know what the plan was. But then he whackety-whacked the poor rat.
That rhymed.
And so, while I was skating, I had little red stripes. Single stripe. He only used one skate. But anyways...
I'm sorry. No. When you first hear the U.S. Embassy has a rat problem... I don't think vermin. I would think someone's giving the nuke codes out? And then your dad saw the person. We're taking Jefferson out today.
No.
Give me your skate, Kristen.
Wow. Okay, so then how did you break your hand?
So I was just making my little loops, and this one guy who was very aggressive just kept like bumping into me. And so he pushed me so hard that like I fell forward, braced myself for the fall, and I completely like broke my hand.
Oh no.
Did your dad take care of that problem?
He said, give me the other skate.
No.
Dear Mark, this is my second time apologizing to a Mark on a podcast.
Oh my gosh, it is. Second. That's so funny. Wow. Okay. Wow.
No, but like seriously, did you go to like a hospital or like how does this is your hand still impacted by this?
As it's dangling, like, no, I'm kidding. No, it's perfectly fine. My dad did take care of me and gave me medical attention like a good father does.
That's good.
So, yeah, no.
Oh, damn, Kristen. That was good.
No, but Christy Miller.
Christy Miller.
If y'all want a treat, there's also a podcast that Holly has mentioned, Good Christian Fun. And I think, isn't there an episode?
There might be, yeah.
If not, they should do it. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I'll do it.
Dear Good Christian Fun, have Kristen on your podcast.
Talk about Christy Miller.
She will read some of the other letters.
Oh my gosh. That's so
okay.
crazy.
But someone else share, please.
Okay. So my cringe that I wanted to share is, so I went through Facebook, like I said, and a lot of my Facebook pictures from when I first joined Facebook, like 2007, 2008, were youth group pictures. So I was a big youth group kid. I was there every week. We went on big trips called Montreat, where we would go for a whole week in the summer, and you get to live with all of your youth group buddies, and you go to like classes and small groups, and it's a conference, right? I was a Presbyterian, so it was a Presbyterian conference at Montreat College. And so the cringe thing that I wanted to share is a video of me doing something called the Cinnamon Challenge when I was, 15 probably. And this got posted on YouTube, and I can always find it. So shout out to Sarah, who is a youth group friend, who uploaded it with a specific name, so that way I can always find it. And so I wanted to share the video with you guys because it just paints the picture of me. I'm like wearing a choker that I wore for, a whole year, I think. And it has like Believe on it or something. And I'm wearing like a tie-dye shirt. Says World on Fire, because that was the name of the conference. And I look at it, and the cringe part for me is like how much I was thinking about literally everyone's view of me at the time. I challenged someone else to do the Cinnamon Dragon. I challenged all the boys at the youth camp, whatever, to do this, and then now this was the turn for the girls to do it. And so I just remember thinking, like, I've got to do it right now, and if I don't do it, I'm gonna look like a pansy. I'm gonna have to do it right now. And I got a crush on one of the boys there. See, like, you just have to do it. And so it's just ridiculous. And so I'm gonna play it. So this is me. I'm putting the Cinnamon Dragon, for those that may not know, is when you try to eat a whole spoonful of cinnamon, which is impossible, and so then you end up coughing. And it tastes really bad. Here we go.
Now what? Oh my god! That was funny. No, don't get to the bushes. Okay, I have 10 minutes.
You didn't even swallow it. It's not fair.
Right, get in the bushes.
Into the bushes.
I love the iconic Bermuda shorts.
Oh, they're there. And there I go, running back to the bushes. It's like, why did we think this was funny? Why did we do this to each other? Why did we eat cinnamon straight from the spoon? Why? I just don't understand. Oh, God. But yes, I was wearing Bermuda shorts because, like I said, I wore Bermuda shorts all the way up through high school. I was like 15 or 16 at this point.
This time capsule that you've presented to us is so iconic. It's not even funny. It's just hilarious. There are simply no other words.
It's something. That's for sure.
By the way, your video reminded me of a video I have on my Facebook.
Oh, God.
And it's called Helium Party. And it's a video of me just sucking on a whole bunch of helium at a hibachi restaurant.
Why?
So I'll let you guys find that gem.
God. Yes.
I'm
Okay.
screaming.
I'm trying to shake
Sabrina.
off the cringe, so go Sabrina. You do it.
This is from July 30th, 2012. So that's 10 years ago. I would have been 15. And it is a post on someone else's wall. My friend Brianna. You were invited to a D&D event? Dear God, please take me next time. For all that is pure and nerdy in this world, I beg thee. I shall even lend you my invisible +7 to dexterity bodice if you do. Lovely one.
Yes.
Then this one is from 2016. I was in college. And this was to the Salem College Sell and Trade. Hi all. The umbrella I was using was wet. Yay, rain. So as I was packing, I left it to dry by the front door of Babcock. That was my dorm. If you took it, I am not angry. If you took it, I am not angry. However, I will need it back. It was loaned to me, and I cannot afford to buy this person a brand new umbrella. It was solid black umbrella and small. Again, not angry, but please give it back.
Please.
Now, did you get it back?
I don't know.
Good
Maybe.
question.
This is from 2011, so I guess 13 or 14. I'm a girl with simple desires. Once, in my limited existence, I shall wear a poofy dress to strut down a London or Parisian street in my chucks while blowing bubbles. I will own, at one point, some ridiculous looking thing in hot pink, then don it proudly. I'll also do everything in my power to create a life that may be messy but worth remembering when I'm old, and hopefully alongside a lifelong accomplice who will proudly love me, quirks and all. So look, there was my dear husband letter.
See, that makes me want to go. You go, girl. You walk down that street with those bubbles. You do it. You do it, girl.
you.
Yes.
Where are your chucks?
Okay, watch Dalinky, D-A. I want Lightning's pink snazzy hue, but as highlights, make this happen, Ramona. And this is to the same friend I wanted to take to Dungeons & Dragons with me. I was sharing with her the Final Fantasy 13 trailer. But this one I feel is the cringiest because it's when I first started at Salem. What makes it cringy for me is, yes, I felt happy about going to Salem, but I don't feel like this was authentic. This felt like me writing something because I wanted people to accept me. And it goes into that self-image piece of like, if I present myself this way, will people then want to be my friend? Mm-hmm. So I wrote, I feel like every picture I take here, I can't help but smile. A genuine smile that is not only unprompted, but really, it is a grin that has flourished day by day, because I am living a dream, so please do not pinch me. I am so enamored with Salem College, and I know he has placed me where I belong. And it helps that my roommate is one of the best people you could ever be around. RKA. The reason I didn't like that post is I felt, even though, yes, I genuinely was happy to be at Salem, I wouldn't necessarily speak like that in real life, and I wasn't necessarily really speaking like that in real life. I think I just so wanted to have this idea out there that like, oh, she's so well spoken and she's so all of these things, and like she fits in here, because Salem is a predominantly white institution. It's a private women's college, and I felt like if I don't play this game exactly the way that I'm supposed to, people are not going to like me. Thankfully, that shit did not last long.
Yeah.
But how do you guys feel like when you reflect on going through these cringe, how does that self-image play out for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, so I thank God for college. I mean, I'll just say that first of all, because I love my friends I grew up with. Like, oh my gosh, there's some of the people that were on that video I showed I still talk to today, like the one who was holding the camera. Lauren was in my wedding. Sarah I still talk to. There's many people in those videos that I still talk to. However, I was so worried about everybody else's opinion of me all the time. And I don't know if that just started because of the idea of social media, or if that was something about, you know, like I wasn't necessarily the perfect body image, but I also wasn't like far off. Like, I look back at myself and I get irritated at myself because I thought so much about how I felt like I was fat, how I felt like I was overweight. And then I look back at myself and I'm like, you weren't. You were great. You were okay. Like, no one should ever feel that way. Number one, no matter how you look, you should never feel like you should have to change your body. But number two, like, I was pretty healthy. Like, I looked okay. I don't know why I had this idea of myself and why I spent so much time being worried about it. I think I just really wanted other people to like me, and I felt like I had to try really hard to do that, when in reality, there were so many people in my life that I didn't have to try at all. And on top of that, like, I really wanted to be sure that I, didn't show too much because I was so afraid of my body too. Because, I mean, I wasn't dating anyone at the time. I was about to start dating someone. I was so afraid of anything to do with any type of physicalness, it made me feel so worried. And I was so afraid of my body that I didn't ever want to show it. I didn't want to change any of the ways I looked. And then I got to college and it was like, you're fine to do whatever you want. And people don't think about you as much as you think they do, right? Like, get out of your own head and just have fun and do whatever you feel is right, as long as you're not harming yourself or harming others. And then, like, breaking out of that was so helpful. But I know my self-image back then was worse than what it is now. And like, then I was only 16, eating whatever I wanted to, including cinnamon, and I shouldn't have worried about those things at all. That self-image is so tied into every part of me when I was 16. Yeah, it was so heavy on me. I thought about it all the time.
So high school, like, all high schoolers, I think that is probably when we are the most critical of our bodies. Mm-hmm. That's when we really start comparing our bodies to others. And so with me going to school in El Salvador and me being in a very Latin-based school, I was really the only white girl. And I was also really the only plus-size girl. And even back then, I wasn't big by any standards. Like, I looked at my pictures back then and I was like a size 12, 14. But I was still the biggest girl in my grade. And so when I had to buy uniforms, I was just so distraught because the uniform was so tight. All I could think about was every other girl in school had so much room in theirs. It just tore me apart. Now I look at myself in college and there's so much that I wish I could have just said to myself. In a way, I almost wish I had been in the US just so I could see more variety. And like, all the girls are beautiful. All the guys are beautiful. It's just when you are like the only one that looks the way you do, it is so isolating. And I didn't have anyone to talk to except my mother. And I love my mom. And she has done a lot for me to let me know I'm beautiful. But at the same time, she came from very much a generation where the way you present yourself, the way you look is so important. And so I had to figure out a lot of self-love on my own. And I feel like that's what a lot of people have to do. But I love myself now,
Good.
And I think I love myself more than I ever did.
Good.
Well, thank you both for sharing. So, growing up and looking back at the person in those pictures, even though I loved the things I would do, like the way I did my hair, the way that I was learning to do my makeup, my mom taught me being a girl can be so fun. She just always made sure that I had like the best hair stuff, the best makeup stuff, the best smelling perfumes. I used to love the Gwen Stefani Harajuku collection, not only because they were fun, but they smelled really good. But I really struggled with the way that my body looked. There was a very large period of time in my life that I struggled with bulimia, and it was hard because I look now at these photos and I think, what the actual fuck? I looked healthy and beautiful prior to doing the binging and the purging, and now I am 295 pounds, and last year I was 360 pounds. When you see yourself in the mirror and you don't look the way that other 25-year-olds do, it's a really jarring experience. And it was the highest I'd ever been in my life. And I still struggle with self-image now. I mean, there are so many times that I am always trying to make a healthier choice. It is really hard to love yourself when you are trying to change yourself. And I'm working really hard to do both at the same time. because it's just fucking hard. And it's not something I've mastered. The way that I've started doing that is just really trying to look at myself in the mirror and say, I love myself. My body houses me, and it is a good body. And I just have to understand that this is where I am right now, and that is okay. Because yes, my husband loves me. Yes, my friends love me. Yes, my family loves me. But I have to love me so that I can truly, truly experience life the way it is meant to be experienced. So I don't love myself yet. But I'm working really fucking hard at loving myself. And sometimes that's putting on cute outfits and trying a new makeup look and trying to gas myself up. Sometimes it is showering with the lights off because I just can't. Because I just have to shower that day. And that's okay too.
And I just want to say, you are truly a beautiful person. And I know you know that. I know deep down you do. But it's been really awesome to see you love yourself in smaller ways too. And I know for myself, that's where I had to start. And so if you can just choose one small thing to love about yourself, and then next week you choose another thing, all of those things that make you you and that you can learn to love about yourself, they all add up, and hopefully it all adds up to being the whole thing. And, I do understand. I also have PCOS and endometriosis. And so I know when you have a lot against you, it's really hard. And so, this place is a place to be vulnerable. And, I appreciate you sharing that with us. And we love you all the more for it.
I love you guys too. You never know that your cringy Facebook statuses are going to take you down this rabbit hole until you're already on it.
And just to add on one more thing with that too, I know you're in a transition and you're working through with keto, with PCOS, and all of us want to be better than who we are now, right? So, so like holding that and also, working on self-love, that is so challenging. But I think with those two things, it's also so important to know that like, you don't have to do anything to be worthy of love. No ifs or ands or anything with it. You don't have to do anything. No one should. So, like, for yourself, being worthy of yourself, gaining your own love, but also anybody else, you should have to do nothing to be worthy of love. And that was something I feel like I really had to learn. Not necessarily from a family perspective. My family is so, so loving, right? Like, I could never even put them in, like, friends as well. I mean, but, like, I had to learn really when I got into college and then out of college, like, I don't have to do anything for anybody to love me. Even if I have an argument with my husband, he is still going to love me. And working on that in yourself is something I have been working on doing. I don't have to finish something for my small business or have to clean or have to teach a kid how to read to still be worthy of love. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of love. You just are you in the best way. I love
that. And I love you.
I love you. I love you too, Kristen. Same for you.
I love you guys. I love you all so much.
Love you.
I love you. Well, speaking of keto, I shared a little bit that I've been blogging about that journey. And I think out of all of us, I'm probably on the internet the most. I just happen to take a residency there because I do put up some stand-up stuff. I do TikTok. But I know for me, something that I just don't think our parents ever had to navigate, or really any of the older generation, is cancel culture. Mm-hmm. I feel like everything we do is scrutinized under a microscope. And even with these cringy statuses, I mean, I was able to easily find these just with a scroll on my Facebook page. And I mean, there were things on Instagram that I'm like, should I hide this? Like, should I erase this from memory? And it's not that I feel like I'm putting anything necessarily out there that's like, oh my goodness, this is just absolutely scandalous. But, on my self-love journey, I've posted things with a little bit more cleavage than I probably would have in the past. And I've had to sit there and think, am I not going to get hired because my boobs are out a little bit, or if I'm making a sexual innuendo on a TikTok, right? I will debate it. I will debate, am I going to post this because is it A, going to keep me from a job opportunity? B, is it going to make people judge me that I love deeply and they're not going to want to have a relationship with anymore? Or C, will no one watch it? I mean, like just the normal questions. What do you think, ladies?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. So I'm an elementary school teacher, so everything I think about posting is like, oh my goodness, I probably shouldn't. So for me, I err on the side of caution because I work with kids and things like that. But also, I mean, you could argue back of it's my social media, so like I should be able to post whatever I want, which I also agree with. But I don't know. I'm not a big social media person, so for me, like if I ever second guess it, then I don't post it. But again, that's solely me, and I come from like not cussing until I was 20. So like so that breaking of the shell has taken longer, right? So
I too am not super on the webs.
On the interwebs.
On the interwebs.
The webs.
But, you know, and that's coming, I'm a cosmetologist. Now, what I do post is very much like my work.
It's all wrapped in self-image. And I know we talked about that today in this cringe idea. And like, you know, everything is so intentional, and yet social media has a tendency to not be intentional, but also can be something that damages you farther down. However, I don't think any of the three of us would ever have anything that would be like, oh, she said what? Like we're all people that mean to do good in the world and to put out good things for the world and good things for us in the world. You know, like I don't ever see us doing anything like that. But I think it's important to bring up when you're thinking of self-image of like, what am I portraying to the web when I post this TikTok? Or what am I portraying to my family when I post something with a swear word in it, right? I don't know. It can be, like I said, the best thing, but it can also be the worst thing. I always just want people to know that, like, I want people to ask me questions. Like, I want a challenge. If you notice that I did something, or you notice I said something, and you're like, hey, that doesn't sit right with me, I think we could be better, then that's what I want social media to be. But it's not always that, because it's not all of our friends on social media.
Right. And I think that's such a great point, is that we have to be willing to grow, because I don't think you should post shit on the internet if you're unwilling to grow or learn.
Yes.
Because the fact is, none of us know everything. And I am sure there is shit that I have done or that I have said that were not correct, just due to the fact that, like, the culture that surrounds us, if we're always around people that think exactly like us, we're not going to grow. We're not going to understand other people's perspectives. And that's the big thing, is if you're on the internet, it's not about if you'll fuck up. It's about when and how will you react to it.
You know, everyone comes from different pasts. And when you do that, you're accepting the person as they are. But you also have to understand that they've taken a lot of work and a lot of different paths to get to that point. And so I know for myself, if someone were to want to match up our lives and like my timeline and life events versus when their stuff happened, and, you know, different ideologies that took place, different like beliefs and structures, there's probably going to be some differences. And so I think instead of being like, oh, well, because you grew up that way and that's how you grew up to believe, you know, you're a bad person. But the fact that they're there and they have grown to where they are and that you can talk to them now, I think that's really important. And so when doing that and looking at friendships, you see a lot of friendships can sprout from wanting to grow as people. You look at a lot of people who become friends by going to the gym or meeting at the gym, and that's a shared hobby / shared goal that they have. People who go into different avenues for mental health, wanting to explore creativity. All of those different avenues that people do in order to grow are great friendship opportunities as well. And so, you know, you can't accept people assuming that they are complete we are all still downloading. Our taskbar is still there. So, as long as you're accepting that people are works in progress and that you don't close yourself off completely, obviously you probably will want to find friendships that align closer to what you believe in. And what you believe in is what you believe in. But as long as you're willing to have that conversation and see people for more than just what they were at one point in their lives, I think that's a really big thing, because we're human and we can be very judgmental at times. And I think we put too much face value in certain things that people did when they were really, really young. Obviously, I don't know. I've never done the cinnamon challenge, but I feel like, having lived overseas, that was never something I would have considered doing. So, I mean, gosh, Holly, we can't be friends because you had cinnamon.
How dare you, Holly?
But, everyone is a work in progress. And I strongly believe that people come into your lives and you can better each other's lives. Just like you guys have bettered my lives. And hopefully I'm adding a little bit of sprinkles in your life.
Oh, mini sprinkles.
Mini sprinkles?
Always.
The whole cake, Kristen.
Oh, and the cherry!
I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, Kristen. I just think you have to have friends in your life that aren't afraid to ask you questions. And you have to know that the friends in your life are going to hear your questions and not be offended by them, right? Or have the open communication to talk back and forth. Because why have friends if you're never going to grow with them? Like, you're not only going to be friends for that one point in your life, you're going to change. So you have to have friendships that are willing to do that. And if they're not, then maybe you need to talk about that. Maybe you need to seek out some more friends that have that open communication with you. I don't know. Just something to think about.
Yes, it is only natural to have evolution and for your friendships to evolve as you evolve. And it's okay to communicate those things. It's okay, as Holly said and as Kristen said, to open up your sphere. And we hope that we're encouraging you. And if you have friends that make you feel like shit about yourself, they're not your friends. And it's okay to cancel those people out of your life. Yep. But as a friend, build each other up. Friends are like Legos. Let's build up each other. Be there for the good times. Be there for the bad times.
Yes.
We don't want to leave you empty-handed today. We're going to give you a little bit of a little prescription, a little razzle-dazzle. So, Kristen, could you give the listeners, our friends, our little besties for the resties, their prescription for the day?
Let me get my doctor's pad.
Please do.
Okay. One thing we want you to do this week is choose one thing that you love about yourself and really just kind of use that as a way to meditate. So, for instance, when I look in the mirror and I'm having a down day, I'm like, I still really like my eyes. And then I go, okay, my eyes, let me see. My eyes are blue. My blue eyes make my brown hair look nice. My brown hair makes my face look nice. Have people in your life that love you and challenge you to be your better self, but when you're having a rough time, will gas you up. Get some hype people in your life.
100%.
Yes.
Also, take the time to laugh at yourself. You've done some dumb shit, and that's okay. It's okay. When you just want to sit there and reflect and be like, God, why the fuck did I do this? I want you to actually take the time to reflect and be like, gosh, how did I grow from this? And that shit is hard. But when you can, stop that negative thought pattern and think, ooh, that was cringy what I did there, and I wish I hadn't done it. But how have I grown from this? Take that narrative, flip it around. You're a bad bitch. You'll continue to be a bad bitch. And you're going to fuck up sometimes. And that is okay. Just keep growing and going.
That's right. So as we end today, what advice do you think we would give our past selves. Like I'm thinking of the girl that I saw in the Cinnamon Dragon video. And I feel like I've said this before. Don't sweat the small stuff. Like, everything is fine. You are so lucky to be where you are, and you look amazing. You're gonna find the person you want to love, and the people around you love you. Like, don't sweat it. Just have fun. Enjoy yourself. That's what I would tell myself.
I would tell my little weird 13-year-old self, who is a little too involved in Christy Miller's series, you're okay. And I know being different is really hard right now, but being different is going to really shape you into a really cool person. And college is going to be the place where people like weird. People thrive off of it, and you're gonna find your little clan, and you're gonna just create all of this weirdness with them, and they're just gonna love it, and you're gonna just find the people. If you are just truly yourself, you will just find your own people. They'll find you.
Mm-hmm. So the advice I would give my past self: you are always enough, and you're a badass. Go play D&D. It's okay. Keep being a fucking weirdo, and you're going to make it to Paris one day. I haven't yet. So, dear airlines, if you would like to sponsor my trip to blow bubbles down the streets of London and Parisian streets with a floofy dress, please, please, please write us. Thank you so much. But no, keep doing weird shit, keep loving yourself, and just keep growing.
I think it's great.
You've been listening to Solving the Friendemic with your hosts,
Kristen.
Holly.
And Sabrina.
Y'all. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Can I blow my nose real quick?
How dare you? I'll blow bubbles, Holly, you'll blow your nose, and together we'll find...
I want to do it separate, so if you wanted to edit it out, you could. But
welcome to the outtake.
This is a song that I apparently wrote and posted. And it's about a person I don't even talk to anymore.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, if you need me to do some, like,
oh, God.
really...
Please beatbox for me, Kristen.
Okay. Oh, no. I don't approve.
A song about
blue is one of God's colors.
It's showbiz, baby. It's friendship, baby.
Friendship, baby.
If I'm making a sexual innuendo.
What?
Oh
In
my
your
God.
endo?
What?
In his endo. But if I'm making like a sexual innuendo. Perfect. I think you into the mic. Yes.
Go.
Go do it. Go, Kristen, go.
Go.
Okay. Correction. Friendemic.
You said we're solving the pandemic. Let's go.
Dear who? We're here, bitch.
I'm here. I will solve it. God bless. We're all doomed.
Paging Dr. Kristen and Dr. Holly to the stage.
Dr. Buck. Sorry.
So
She don't give a fuck. She's Dr. Buck and she's here to save you. All right, how do I turn this shit off?
saying y'all, but I know I say y'all.
And recording.